lovelies, welcome to my little urban homestead and welcome to Fabric Friday. These are, well, this one is one of the cushion covers for my mother's outdoor sofa. I've already made it 8 in total, 4 seats and 4 backs, and these are the corner ones, and I thought I'd show you my making of them and show you how easy it is. And as you can see, it's not in a very good state, that's why we need new ones. This is my original working out for them, the small back cushions and the seat cushions. So I'm doing exactly the same again. I've taken the measurements. Measurement from here all the way across to here is 19.5 inches from the top down, and I've gone from the exact seam on this cushion cover. It's 13.5 inches and the thickness is 2.5 inches. So that's what I'll be working on. Now, I'm not putting piping on these because with them being outdoors, I want as few seams as possible showing, just in case they get wet before my mother takes them in. So I'm just doing one piece of fabric, so I will need it at least 19.5 inches, and you've got to reckon on about 1/2 inch seam allowance, whatever seam allowance you're using. If you're using 1/4 inch, then you're working out as different, but I'm using about 1/2 inch. So this side is 2.5 inches. I want a seam down there, and I'm going to box my corners. So to do that, I need to divide 2.5 by 2. So that's 1.25. Well, let's do it in points. 1.25 plus 19.5. 19.5 plus I'm going to need another 1/2 on there. That's another 1.25. Now I'll be joining this top piece to the bottom piece, so I'll be having a seam down that side and a seam down this side. So I need to add in my seam allowance. As I say, I'm taking 1/2 inch, so that's 1/2 inch for one side, 1/2 inch for the other. That's 1 inch, and the same for that. So it would be another 2 inches. So that becomes a total of 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 24 inches in width I need. Now to work out how depth I want it, do the same again, but this time I'll start with that 13.5 of 13.5. Then it's 2.5 for the front bit, so that's 2.5. Another 13.5 to take it to the back. And then I'm having a zip across the back. So the back would be 2.5 inches, 2.5 plus my zip will be put in there, and I'm taking a seam allowance of 1 inch, so I want 1 inch because it's going to be half an inch either side of my zip, and that is what I worked out. So 5, 10, 20, 3, 4, 5, 13. So that gives me a total of 33 inches. So I want it 24 inches wide by 33 inches long to make this. So I've checked my working out, and it's the same as what I did it last time, how I worked it out. So I need a width, I've already trimmed my edge up, and I need 24 inches wide, and this ruler is 24 inches. So I can do one there. It didn't cut quite through. Yes, I think I need my blade changing. But don't be scared about doing that if it's necessary. Now I'll put that on the side. She needs two of these covers. So that's one. I want another 24 inches wide. Now I want it by 33 inches. So because it's on a fold, we want half of 33, and half of 33 is 16 and a half. So find 16 and a half inches on your ruler. It leaves a lot spare, but I don't mind. They're already cut in sort of squares. If you haven't got much fabric, then obviously take it to the end and refold it, so you haven't got this much waste. But I know that there isn't enough to make a second cushion cover out of it, so I don't. So that's the waist, and that will be the cushion cover. Yes, it's got a fold in it, but it's only a little bit, and that'll iron out in a moment. I aren't particularly bothered about it. I have bought this zip on a roll, more than I needed, but as at the time I didn't know how many cushions I would be doing, I can use that up on other projects. I have already cut 2 lengths of zips. Right, I have had Lurch put me the sliders onto the zips. So we'll start with just one. I'll be doing 2 well, these 2. But you want one side of your zip sewn all the way down against one of the edges. This is a fold, because remember that's how the cushion cover is going. So we'll put it on the right side and stitch it down. I've shown you how to do zips before, so come on, I'll show you again. You've got your right side of your fabric and the right side of the zip together. You want your zipper putting on. Now this is what you'll put, whoops, normally looks like your zipper foot. So you want where your needle's going as close to the zip head teeth as you can get. So I like to prefer to sew on this side. So I've got my needle to the left hand side and just start it there. Now there's the head of the zipper, the slider. Move it past your needle point, but with these zippers on a roll, make sure it doesn't go off the end, or you'll have a bugger trying to get it back on. And that's the zip sewn on. Turn it to the right side and then take it along and top stitch. Move your zipper pull out of the way. I'm going to in the right position, so I'll lower it. You might find because of this that holds your needle in place that when the zipper pull is on that side it's a bit awkward. So just lift your presser foot with your needle down, turn your work round and bring it down as far as you can and then back again, and you can just push it under. It's a bit peddly, but it makes it easier than trying to yoke it through with this post sticking out. And go to the end. So this is the right side now. We need to, I'll take my zip to the middle, make it easier for me. Bring this other side up. Out of the way. So the right sides together. Now you can either sew it from that end or sew it from this end. It doesn't matter. I like to sew it so my zip's up. Make sure you've got the edges of the fabric together. And start. You can do a couple of locking stitches, back stitch there. I aren't bothering because I will be going over it. Also, it will become a boxed corner, so I'm not bothering at all. Same again, you get down to your zip, lift your foot. This time you have to put your hand inside to move your zip, slide it along. remember to put your foot back down. Now it's a case of, because the sides are still open, we can turn it around so the right side is out, and top stitch there. I'll do it from this side, and I won't need to change my foot, even though it is very easy. It's a bit of a fiddle because it's zipped up, but it's extremely doable. You just have to make sure that you don't sew through the back bit. Just keep pulling and straightening, and sew a few inches. Same again. Needle down, foot up, slide your zip past, put that down, carry on. Yeah, I said it was doable. Top stitch both sides, and we want this inside out, so the right sides are together. But because we're going to be sewing up the sides, we need to leave the zip open in the middle so we can turn it. If not, it's going to be a bit of a pain. So put right side in middle, make sure your zipper tape is lining up, and your fold edge and the fabric, and start. Again, I'm not whacking my stitches or back stitching because I'm going to box these corners off anyway. I will back stitch here a bit, although it doesn't really matter. And I'll just show you about boxing the corners off. Now if you pull it slightly, make it go into a V, because you probably, like me, got a crease line for your fold, line that up with your stitches and you know you're going to have it in the right place. Now for boxing corners, whatever size that you want, you've got to do half that because you're stitching half on one side and half on the other. So if you want a 2-inch edge to your cushion, then to box your corners, you're 1 inch from the end. Now I want just over 2 inches, so there's my mark, 2 inches. Lay it on. That's, oh, what did I say? I want it just over 2 inches. No, which means the corner itself has to be 1 inch away. So get it on the edge of your stitch line and put a line. That's where you need to go. Now you can get your ruler. Mine's over there, so I aren't bothering. Oh, I've got a big one here. You can get your ruler and line for a line where you need to sew. You can pin it, whichever you want to do, and then just sew along your line. I'm getting my words mixed up today. And I'm going to back tack here. And that's one corner done. Now the corner that's got the zip on, it's exactly the same, apart from it's a bit more fiddly, but you line your stitching line up with the zipper teeth to give you that nice point. Same again, you want the same in, so lay your ruler down, whatever, mark it. That's where I need to. And because this is a nylon zip, you can sew over it. Nylon, polyester, it is metal anyway, so you can sew over it. But and just do your other side and corners the same. So I'll finish these off and then we'll show you. So that's all the 4 corners boxed. Because we left the zip open, we can now turn it right side out. You can trim these corners off and trim all your ends, but I ain't not bothering with the inside of a cushion. If the zip stops opening a bit, that doesn't matter. So that's what a zip's for. Just get your hand in and push the corner out. You see how straight thread. And you see how nice the corner goes straight across, and that's the seam down the side. Do that with all your corners. And the zip-ons, you can see the teeth line up with the seam. And close and open. And apart from the stray threads that I've got to cut off, there's the cushion cover with the box corners. Thank you. Bye.